The final round of opening night starts tonight. Let's take a look at the schedule coming up next. Yo-ho everybody, and welcome to another edition of Yinzer on Hockey. Before we begin, make sure you go down below, hit that like button, click the subscribe button, and make sure you click that little bell so you stay up to date on all your NHL news. Games yesterday, Carolina visiting Columbus. Carolina gets the win in that one, 3-1. Goals from Martinook, Aho, and Ferland. Columbus' goal was Brandon Dubinsky, and McElhaney played really well in this game, moving Carolina to 1-0-1 on the season. Late game was San Jose and Los Angeles, and this one needed overtime to decide it. Kevin LeBanc gets the winner in overtime, along with goals from Evander Kane and Timo Meier. Evander Kane's goal was a beautiful short side wrister, just a really nice goal. He looks like he's on pace to have a phenomenal season. Kings' goals were Anze Kopitar and Tyler Toffoli. So, not a good opening night for the Kings. They were competitive in the game, just couldn't quite find that last goal to get the win. On to tonight's games. Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. There's a pretty full slate today, as the remaining four teams that have not yet opened the season will be in action tonight, and the 2018-19 season will officially be in full swing. So let's take a look at what we got coming up. First game over in Sweden today is Edmonton Oilers against the New Jersey Devils. Taylor Hall beginning his defense of the Hart Trophy, and Connor McDavid beginning his defense of the Art Ross Trophy. This should be a pretty good game. I actually look for a lot of scoring in this game, as there's questions in goal for both teams. I'm going to take Edmonton in this one, 5-3. Early games on the slate, we have Winnipeg-Dallas, Central Division matchup. Should be a good one. A lot of playoff implications already early in the season. Both teams 1-0-0. I look for this one to be a very, very fast-paced game. Both of these teams look like they're skating extremely fast. Jim Montgomery has Dallas playing with a lot of energy. I like this matchup a lot. Give me Dallas 4-3 in this one at home. Next game up is the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. Rangers looked pretty good against Nashville the other day. Surprised a lot of teams. Played a pretty shutdown game. Very well in their own zone. Buffalo, a bit of a disappointment to start the season, losing 4-0 to Boston the other day. I look for Buffalo to get back on track here. I look for Rasmus Dahlin to have his first point in this game. I'm going to say an assist. Give me 3-2 Buffalo in this one here. Another team really surprising the other day, played really well, was the Ottawa Senators. They'll visit Toronto tonight. Toronto still without William Nylander in that contract dispute. We'll see how that pans out in the future. I look for them to find a resolution in the relatively near future, so stay tuned for news on that. But in this game, I just think I think Toronto has too much offensive firepower for Ottawa to keep up. I'm going to go 4-1 Toronto in this one. In the last game of the official opening of the 2018-19 season, we have the Florida Panthers visiting the Tampa Bay Lightning. A lot of optimism surrounding the Florida Panthers, so we'll see if that plays out. We already know how good their defense is. See if their offense can find a way to keep pace with their defense. Tampa Bay, really popular pick amongst a lot of pundits to be the representative from the Eastern Conference in the Stanley Cup Finals. My personal pick is the Tampa Bay Lightning to represent the East. And I think that starts tonight. So give me Tampa Bay 4-3 in this one. Going to be a bit of a shootout here. Next game up on the schedule is the Nashville Predators against the New York Islanders. Like I said, a lot of people sleeping on the Islanders. I kind of project them to be a little bit better than a lot of people anticipate. Nashville Predators played a very good game against the Rangers. Did struggle at times getting through the neutral zone, but that's the kind of games that you're going to expect from the Rangers this year anyway. They're going to have to play very defensive, so you could see that from a lot of teams. In this game here, Nashville, I really like their defensive core. They got a group of guys that can get on the score sheet at any given time. I don't look for that to change here. Still a lot of questions on the on the back end for the Islanders, and I think Nashville is going to be able to expose that. Thomas Greiss played out of his mind the other day just to get the Islanders that overtime win. I don't think he'll be able to do enough tonight. Give me the Predators 4-2 in this one. Next game on the slate is the Montreal Canadiens against the Pittsburgh Penguins. These are two fast teams. Man, they can skate up and down the ice. Montreal shocked me the other night against Toronto with how well they're able to get up and down the ice. I thought Kotkaniemi looked very comfortable on NHL ice. He looked very comfortable playing against top-line players like Austin Matthews and John Tavares. Played really well in against them, and he's going to have his hands full again tonight with some of the best centers in the league with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin on the ice against him. So he's really getting thrown to the wolves early in the season, and I only think that's going to help him in his development. Give me a shocker in this one. I'm going to take Montreal 4-3 over Pittsburgh in this one. I think Montreal is going to surprise a few people this year. They might not be the dumpster fire that a lot of people think they are. Pittsburgh had problems getting out of their own zone, and I think Montreal is a team that can expose that. Give me Montreal in the upset here. I will still be rooting for Pittsburgh. I'm still a Pittsburgh fan, but I like what Montreal's putting on the ice. Next game up is the Chicago Blackhawks against the St. Louis Blues, one of the biggest rivalries in the NHL. Chicago is still trying to figure out where they are. I thought Taves looked really good the other night in that game. Good to see him kind of showing bits of his 2010 form. I would like for him to have a really successful season just to, kind of get some of the pundits off his back and prove that he's still an elite player in the NHL. St. Louis, like I said the other night, I really think they have a great group at the center ice position. They play a very team-oriented defense, and I like that style of game. So I think that that smothering defense is going to be a little bit too much for Chicago to overcome tonight. I'm going to take St. Louis 3-1 in this one. Next game up, 8 o'clock Eastern, is the Vegas Golden Knights against the Minnesota Wild. Both of these teams a little bit disappointing in their openers. Vegas got beat up pretty badly by Philadelphia. Minnesota lost to Colorado at the Pepsi Center. So both teams looking to get a rebound and kind of prove to the world that they still are playoff contenders. I think both of these teams are playoff contenders for sure, but I like Vegas to rebound tonight. Give me Vegas 4-3 over Minnesota. Moving on to the later slate, we have the Anaheim Ducks facing the Arizona Coyotes. Arizona, kind of everybody's Cinderella pick. They didn't quite get dressed for the ball yet, so we'll see if they're ready to put on that dressing glass slipper and prove that they are here. Anaheim, really surprising against San Jose the other day. I'm not able to generate a lot of possession, a lot of zone time. They relied a lot on their defense and transition game to get them 5 goals. But they still did get 5 goals, so they're able to score, which should be a reassuring sign for Ducks fans everywhere that they're able to find the back of the net. The defense is really good. If they get that style of goaltending from John Gibson every night, they are going to remain in the playoff conversation. Arizona, they got to find a way to get on the board. They got to find a way to get pucks on the net, get some pressure in front of Gibson, and get some dirty rebounds. I like Arizona in this one 3-2. Philadelphia Flyers against the Colorado Avalanche. Both of these teams very impressive in their opening nights. As I mentioned in the Minnesota Vegas preview, Philly looks like they're a team that can score. And Colorado, they got goals as well against Minnesota, so we'll see which of these teams are going to be able to continue that that onslaught of offensive prowess. Philly needs to continue to get the goaltending they got. They got a really good performance from Brian Elliott the other night. See if he can stay on track. Maybe this is the year that Philly finally figures out their goaltending situation. If they do, look out Eastern Conference, because Philadelphia is going to be a threat if they can figure out their goaltending. I like Philly in this game. Give me 4-2. The late game, rematch of Game 1 here. Vancouver Canucks against the Calgary Flames. Vancouver, very, very impressive in their opening game. Elias Pettersson cementing himself in the Calder Trophy conversation. He's going to be there all year. Excuse me. Calgary Flames, not very impressive that opening night. Still think they're trying to figure out their line combinations, figure out what's going to give them the best recipe for success. I like James Neal in a top 6 role. I don't think he's comfortable playing shallow minutes. I think he's a guy that needs a little bit more ice time to develop his consistency and his chemistry. Personally, I'd like to see him play along Johnny Gaudreau and Monahan on that top line. We'll see what Bill Peters decides to do with him moving forward. Give me the Flames to rebound in this one, 3-2 over Vancouver. So that's your games for tonight. Really busy schedule tonight. Lots of hockey for everybody to take in. Enjoy the day. For fans in Florida, welcome to the 2018-19 season. Edmonton, New Jersey, you guys get it kicked off here just in a few minutes with the Global Series. Excited for that. A lot of talent on the ice over there, so really excited for that. Let me know how my predictions went in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And until I see you next time, have a good day.